This episode of PTG is brought to you by the innovations at HK Army and features the new colored Aerolite Pro Regs. All of the Pro regulators come equipped with a micro gauge, a rubber valve cover, dual O-rings, a rotational threaded cap, and can be adjusted from 450 to 650 psi output pressure. The internal pistons and spring design ensures that there will always be a consistent flow of output pressure, which gives you a more consistent and accurate chrono. The Pro Regs are packed in a protective exo case, machined, assembled, and tested in the USA, and are available right now on hkarmy.com. Head on over to the website and also be sure to check out the new 8845 Alpha Air Tank that is truly changing the game. Shop hkarmy.com for all of your paintball needs. This episode is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. They are an amazing online supplier and have been around since the beginning of the game as Michigan's premier paintball field and paintball supplier since 1987. They are rapidly expanding into the online retail space and supplying everything you need to be the best paintball player you can be. They have got it all. Head over to lonewolfpaintball.com and shop all of your favorite brands. And they also boast amazing customer service and will have this out to you with same day shipping, which is amazing. It's always nice to know that your stuff is on its way immediately so you can start to use it that very next weekend of play. Check out their YouTube, Lone Wolf Paintball, and their Instagram at Lone Wolf PB, and stay up to date with all of their deals and sales. Play the Game podcast is immensely honored to have them on board, and we cannot wait for you guys to check out lonewolfpaintball.com and become a part of their community. This episode of Play the Game podcast is brought to you by Dizana Sports Canopy Booths, and we are super excited to announce that PTG will be rocking a custom Dizana booth at all of the WCPPL events, and we cannot wait to see you there. Dizana also has a crazy deal for PTG listeners that allows you to get a 10 by 10 foot canopy and frame for only $700 shipped. Dizana booths use durable 1.6 inch heavy duty aluminum hexagonal frames, are fully coated to provide waterproof protection, use superior fabric construction, and incorporate full color dye sublimation printing. Get your custom canopy today at dizanasports.com and mention you heard about the deal on PTG to take advantage of getting your $700 custom booth right now. Click the custom tab at dizanasports.com and start designing your booth today. PTG family, we love you. Thank you all for continuing to support the PTG show. We are truly forever grateful for each and every single one of you that tunes in on a weekly basis. And if you are enjoying these episodes and want to help with the progress and development of this program, head on over to ptgpodcast.com, click the orange Patreon link, and become a member of our community. That's where you can connect with hungry, like-minded paintball players, enjoy paintball 7 days a week in our exclusive chat rooms, and ensure that we can continue to keep cultivating the future of paintball for years to come. It's all love for paintball. It's all love for PTG. We can't wait to see you in there. Head over to ptgpodcast.com and become a member of our community. What's up, my PTG familia? I hope you're doing amazing out there. We have a really fun episode here, a Marcello and Mantis episode. And Marchie is currently over in the United Kingdom getting ready for the final event of the season out there in Europe, NXL Europe, and he'll be coaching the Lucky 15s. We even get to sit down with James Green towards the end of the episode, chat with him for a moment, and Marcello is currently making his way from the UK, going to be heading towards France to help out the Lucky 15s as the coach and also compete in the Nations Cup. So good luck to everybody who will be competing in the Nations Cup. We have a really fun show here for you. So without any more hesitation, let's hop into it.
That was an insane inside move by Marcello Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. He came out with 2 wins. Marcello Margot was on fire.
We are live from Europe, PTG. What's going on, everybody? How's it going, Marchie?
Let's go. It's going well, man. Just chilling here at Greenie's Pad. We went to the Science Museum today, had a nice little tour, had a nice little lunch, and took a few different trains. You know, did the whole London vibe thing. And
the
now we're the tubes, bro. Now we're back here, and now we're hanging.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is episode 265, and you said you went to the Science Museum. What was that all about?
Well, it's all about science. They
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a ton of stuff going on. Obviously, a bunch of different information about outer space, which was really cool, and like all the different missions and I mean,
Nice.
dude, all sorts of stuff. We then bought some tickets. They had like an IMAX experience to go through and dive into like the International Space Station, which was really exciting. It was like a 50-minute immersive kind of 3D thing. So
That's
yeah, it was
awesome.
it was it was really cool. Got to
Speaking of the
see.
ISS, there's people trapped up there right now that
Oh,
we're
I
having to
know.
like man a mission to go save them.
Yeah, they were supposed to be up there for like a couple weeks, and they're going to be stuck up there until 2025. It looks like pretty wild.
That's right. Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
the Godfather Elon is that right? He's going to go save them. Is it SpaceX that's going to
probably,
get him?
probably. I mean, SpaceX, in what we were learning, is like they deliver a lot of the food and stuff to the space station, which allows them to stay up there
Yeah.
much longer than they would be able to otherwise. So. Shout out to SpaceX. Shout out to Elon. A lot of haters on Elon lately, but he's still doing a lot of great things.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the guy is on a mission. That is for sure. He's cultivating a fleet of obviously the cars. He's got the robot fleet that he's developing.
Ooh,
Um,
Optimus is coming.
yeah, he's got a whole bunch of stuff that's
I think the
cooking
Red
up on
Legion
the
is
stove.
I think the Red Legion is going to be the first team to have 5 Optimus robots competing.
Those robots would be efficient. They're
Efficient,
efficient. That's
efficient.
right.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
good to see you, man, and I'm
You
glad
too.
you're having fun over there in Europe. I think we
Mhm.
might be able to possibly get Greeny on the show towards the end, so
Yeah,
we'll have some fun chatting with him as well. And
yeah,
it's always,
absolutely.
it's an adventure when you're out there. You leave America, you're on the adventure, going through Europe. So how has the adventure been? I think you're taking off soon to start heading towards France.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. I landed, Friday afternoon around 2:50 p.m. And it's actually, if you guys are ever heading to Europe, the best thing to do is try to make it to where your flight arrives first thing in the morning, and then you want to stay up, kind of all day. So if your flight arrives first thing in the morning, you can try to get some sleep on the flight, and then you stay up that whole day. And by that evening, you go to bed at like 9 o'clock at the earliest. But if you can do that, then boom, you're right on track.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like the schedule just doesn't really work for my route from San Diego to London, and then with Greeny's work schedule. So I landed about 2:50 in the afternoon, and it's just an awkward time because I sleep on the plane, and then you
Yeah.
get here and it's 2:50 in the afternoon, and so like kind of hard to go to bed that first night. So yeah, haven't really got on schedule yet, and actually last night was like kind of brutal sleep. Didn't get the greatest sleep, but we got here Friday. Came to Greeny's. We had a nice little dinner, just chilled at his house, and then Saturday morning we drove. It's like a 2.5 hour drive up to the paintball park, CPPS, Ainsley's Field, and
Yep.
we practiced up there all day, just ourselves. Had a really good practice, really productive. Got a lot of work in with the Lucky 15s. Really worked on a bunch of different shots and scenario situations, things like that. And yeah, I see little G eating with the enemy. I know it's interesting because obviously Team USA is going to be competing against GB this weekend, and they have been our rivals in the men's division over the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, yeah. Last
But
year was insane.
yeah, I told him like, hey, look, I'm the Lucky 15s coach. I'm not going to be holding
Yeah.
any secrets in. Look, I'm willing to give you all the secrets, and hey, if we can't beat you after that, so
Mhm.
be it.
And
But
just so
we
everybody
had
knows, we have the GOAT squad in here too right now with us, which is
yes,
awesome.
yes,
And
yeah,
whenever we do these Marcello Mantis shows, we bring in our GOAT
yeah,
squad community and drop the link in there. So they're in here with us too. What's up,
yeah,
everybody?
100%,
Yep.
100%. But again, my job over here is to coach the Lucky 15s, and we have a huge tournament after the Nations Cup. It being the final event over here, being worth double points. Obviously, they would like to be in that top four and get a ticket into World Cup. So
Absolutely.
anyway, we had a hotel up there Saturday night, stayed up there with the team, practiced again Sunday, long day, came back last night, had again, a little local dinner. There's a great Indian place. If you guys are ever in England as
Ooh.
well,
Oh,
the Indian food here is like
yeah.
dynamite. So good. So, got some Indian food again last night. It was excellent. Had a what I thought was going to be an early night, but it was hard for me to fall asleep. Then I just kind of tossed and turned all night. So usually you'll have like one of those brutal nights, but then that usually means the next night's going to be great sleep. So,
Yeah.
and then you're kind of on track. And then today we had some adventures planned. Like I said, we woke up, went and had a little breakfast. Then we went to the Science Museum, walked around like Kensington, which is a really posh area down here in London, had some good food, hopped on the tube back to make it here for the show, and then we have a little dinner planned. So gonna be great. And then tomorrow morning I am off at 8:45 a.m. Got a flight to Paris. I'll be meeting up with Ryan Greenspan. He's got a car. Anthony, the rest of the kids, I think they all land earlier in the morning. So we'll be meeting everybody at the field tomorrow night to walk the field, check in, do all that kind of stuff. I'll be staying with Team USA for Tuesday and Wednesday night. We will be competing Wednesday and Thursday. So Thursday, I'll then have to grab all my bags, bring them to the field, go through Nations Cup, and then go home with the Lucky 15s and stay with them and try to, clock in for that tournament. So really, you got to be really mentally flexible this weekend because we're so much back and forth with the teams and groups, the codes, different bunker calls for the same field. It can be pretty confusing, so it does require a lot of mental preparation. But I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting, action-packed week. So.
Yeah, it is, man. I miss everybody out there and rooting for Team USA, obviously. Hope everybody can take home the gold this weekend. And you're right, Marcello. It is a juggling act that, you're having to, you got a lot of, like we were talking about, a lot of pots on the oven. But if anybody can do it, it's you. You have the bandwidth to kind of handle that kind of mental fortitude and really be, solidified on the mission. No matter what's happening, you're lucid, you're malleable. You're able to like jump back and forth in between, okay, I got to do this, boom, I'm on it. I got to do this, I'm on it. But you've done the mental preparation. And that is where most people fail, is they fail to sit down or they fail to set aside the time to really think about what matters, to think about what I'm going to have to go through, and if you're able to do that, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, Tyler, that's a great point. I totally agree. And it's stuff that we preach in most of our clinics as well, just the mental side of the game, the mental side of really anything. The mental preparation is really what helps a lot of, successful or high income earners, whatever you want to call them. It's the amount of time you're willing to think about something. That's really how you prepare. But yeah, there's been a lot of it. Like on the flight over here, I'm like, okay, all right, because I was with USA all last weekend, so I'm like, okay, back in the Lucky 15s calls and the zone calls and all that kind of stuff. And then, certainly on the plane ride tomorrow and tomorrow night, I'm gonna have to be like, okay, here's all the Team USA calls. Let's dive back into this. And then, Thursday, I'm gonna have to make that switch again really quickly, to prepare for Friday. But I think there's something interesting about that too. And I was talking to the kids about this last weekend of learning different codes and being malleable. I like to use that word in your code development. I think it allows your mind to just open up to possibilities on a paintball field and being creative with coming up with codes for things. And we get so set in like, no, this has to be the beast. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You just need a word that sounds good, doesn't get confused with others. Like the code has to make sense, but it doesn't have to be beast. You're just used to that, and you get very rigid in your thinking. So it also,
for sure,
it's really good practice for, for a long time. And Tyler, I know you could do the same thing. I'll go and work with a team and I'm like, okay, let me see your codes and let me see your bunker names. And I look at them and then I'm like, okay, boom. Okay. And I go through my exercise to make sure I can memorize them all. And then throughout the day of practice, I'll be saying, hey, why weren't you saying charger? Why aren't you saying lightning? Or, why didn't you say this about the whiskey bunker? And they're like, how do you know all of our bunker names? And you just looked at them and I'm like, well, I took the time to absorb them and go through this process where I visualize the bunker. And I will actually like envision how I'm going to use the name of the bunker too, so there's like 3 different layers of how I'm trying to memorize them, and it helps me memorize codes really quickly, and I've gotten really good at that. And I think that's an incredibly valuable skill for whatever paintball team you're on, to be able to absorb codes. We have 1 weekend on the layout. If you play the NXLs, you have 1 weekend on a layout. Even more so if you play a lot of regionals, you don't have any weekends on the layout. You just have the event. So you get to the event and you have to try to decipher what all your different codes are going to be. You want to be able to memorize them really quickly. So learning a bunch of different codes and becoming malleable in that and having a process in which you can go through to help yourself really remember them is going to help you in all these tournaments. So, I'm always like, hey, learn as many different codes as you can. Like if go to another team's practice and learn and absorb their codes and use them, get good at that,
Absolutely, man. That is the bread and butter of success, is you have to be dialed, absolutely dialed on your thinking like we've been talking about this whole time and exactly how you're going to code call out there. There's nothing more important on that field than making sure that we have supreme awareness of what's going on and are able to make efficient moves on the field together. And the way that you do that really well is by having a really solid code system. And it is pretty in depth. I went on a little adventure too, not quite as far as you've been on, but I went up to Seattle, Washington this
Yeah, I
last
saw
weekend
that.
and was working with the team up there. Actually, several people from several teams, and we were really diving into the code calling, because for a lot of divisional teams, that's something that's, maybe they have the basics down, but they don't have the in-depth awareness calls, the types of things that are following where the pressure is or where we have dominance on a field. If we have a team trapped in a certain area and how we keep that, or if they're wide and we don't know where they're at, what we do there, or if they're in the middle and we're looking for them, there's a code for that. There's all these different codes that you need to implement. And what Marcello and a lot of the top players are able to do with like great efficiency is be transferable onto the field, like with the code, with a different team, with his own codes. Like he said, he has to memorize 2 completely different team units codes and know when to use them at the right time. And that takes a lot of thought power, So really dive into that as divisional teams and start really working on your code calling. And if you need help, ask us on PTG. We got the goats in here who are in our Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, support PTG, also support yourself, help your team,
Yeah,
because
big
there's
facts.
so much information in the Discord, and it's through our website at ptgpodcast.com. You can join the Patreon, and we actually have one of our GOAT members who's in here. Let's throw Lil G from the Bean up here on the screen, and he's live with us now. Question for Marcello: with the new Hormesis video, the mic'd up one that you just did, which is amazing, by the way, I really love that. What are a
Thanks,
few
sir.
things that the video didn't show that we should know, and what are the top things people should take from that knowledge from that video?
Yeah, Lil G, much love, brother. Always appreciate your contributions here. However, I don't understand this question because the videographer literally followed me the entire match, so he showed everything. So if you could just be a little more specific, I got you. I honestly, I don't quite know what you're looking for in this, like in regards to a match, right? Because it showed, everything from on-field communication, engaging off the pits, how we talked about game plans. So if you could, I would love to elaborate on this. Just try to clean it up a tiny bit. No, he's saying so. No editing. No, that had no editing. That was, to my understanding, that was the full piece. They followed me like on the field and then through the pit. So that really did show kind of everything. So I guess the only thing you're missing is maybe some of the conversations don't make sense, but they make sense to us because we've been having these conversations with the team and the players throughout the weekend, throughout the practices, so maybe some of the stuff was, maybe the verbiage or the codes didn't make sense, but that was totally uncut. You saw all of it, followed us for about an hour,
Yeah.
Interesting for sure. I thought it was a little goofy of myself, but when you're mic'd up, you kind of say some funny things. It's interesting, it definitely changes a little bit of how you like, approach certain conversations. But
Now
yeah,
we're talking about something here. I
yeah,
think there's something to unpack there, because
yeah,
that's what our future looks like. And
yeah, totally.
our future is going to be full of microphones and video and all of these things that are going to be documenting us as pro players, just like pro players in other sports. There's a lot of media that goes around it. And obviously you've got to do your job. Always. You've got to do your job. You've got to make sure that when you're in that net, when it's time to go, everything that needs to be done is getting done, right? Obviously. And then, when you're outside the net, we are in a way kind of providing some sort of entertainment to the viewer as well. So there is something to when I'm watching an NFL player who's mic'd up or an NHL player and they say some funny things or do something that's kind of funny. It's like, that's entertainment. That's, I like this player. I like watching this player. They have a good energy about them. And also they're highly effective on the field or on the ice or whatever the arena is, So I think there's something there, and it is very interesting to start thinking about that, because that is a new paradigm that we hope paintball moves into. We want paintball to move into that type of a realm of entertainment for the world. And it's going to become something where it'll be very interesting to watch the difference, because we've been able to see everyone before the mic and then after the mic, and
Yeah,
start to see
for
like
sure.
how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's something you and I have always been mindful of. I think it just comes down to being a professional, right? I
Yeah,
think there's a lot of players, our sport's been through this evolution over the last 10, 15 years of really trying to legitimize itself. And, a good portion of us have taken that very seriously, but, some don't. And it's like, when there's cameras and mics and all that stuff around the entire organization, as a whole, like you want to treat that responsibility the right way. So we've kind of always been proponents of it. So, ready for those moments. But also, I think it's important to respect the game and respect the people around you. And I know someone had mentioned how like much I thanked the refs and the pit crew, and that truly wasn't just because I was mic'd up. I do that all the time. I think it's really important to thank the refs. I think it's important to thank your pit crew. Like when you're in the pit, they are such a big part of our success and what we're able to do, and they really are kind of bending over backwards for you so that and we're high maintenance as well. We require a lot of little nuanced things in order to compete at a high level. So I appreciate them helping me, and that's just pretty genuine. There are some other questions in here, Ty. I'm not able to pull any of these up, I don't think. Oh,
which one do you want?
I can actually. Okay, I see this.
Did it hurt?
No, I got a few right here. Let's see.
We got OG Paul in the house. Let's go, Paul.
Again. Okay, show on stage. Why is this not working?
Which one do you want?
Little G's.
Uh-huh. This one right here?
No. But yeah, this is kind of like it. Did you notice how many players kept the cooler open and Marcello to keep shutting? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like, hey, if we have a cooler, why are we keeping it open? I would always just go and close it. That's funny. I didn't notice that. But no, it was the one.
The hopper
Yes.
empty until you get on the field.
Like this is a really important one for all divisional players. People will grab paint from the cooler and fill their loader, and then they'll sit there and wait for the other split deck game for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then they go out there with, they did take the paint from the cooler. So they kind of did the hard part, but they let it sit for 3, 4 minutes. And sometimes in that humidity, that's all you need. So I try to wait until the very last second. I make sure air is filled. Everything is completely filled. And the last thing I do, I wait for that point to end. I grab fresh paint, put it in my loader, and go out. And I think that's a big part of being able to shoot well on the break, actually. I have a decent amount of success of shooting on the break, but it's because I do all the little things. A bounce here, a bounce there is the difference between winning and losing a match, or, moving on from the quarterfinals to the semifinals, semifinals to finals, finals to winning. So, all that stuff is definitely very important.
Also, the new HK thermodynamic pods will be dropping soon. I'm just joking, but there needs to be like there needs to be some like technology advanced in the pod, I think, as well as we move into the future. Maybe a pod is going to cost $20 a pod, but it's like this like I said, like a thermodynamic pod that doesn't like heat up or something. It's like almost like a Stanley, or like some type of a metal that will keep the paint from ever heating up. But that's so true, Marcello. You got to do all of the little details that equal success. That goes down to the smallest of details, like you said, of just don't load the paint too early.
I want to highlight David Lertsima's first comment too. One of the things I really took from the mic'd up Hormesis video, if you see that one.
Okay. Yep. Got that right here.
Yeah. So I'll never say something that's not true. So the question for all the listeners, David says, one of the things I really took from the mic'd up Hormesis video is how important getting the right info to your players is. I heard Marcello say, I'll never say something that's not true. Yeah, they were asking me how I saw the 50 snake guy crawl back. And it was one of those weird things where I couldn't even really explain it. I just saw like a signature of a movement, and so he had gotten into the spot. We called the spot. And then I could saw the beam kind of rustle and then him go back and start shooting from the bunker behind it. And it was more of an educated guess, but I gotta say, I'll never say something that's not true. That actually is not true, because I have definitely called the wrong spot before. I've definitely made the wrong, I've been so certain in my mind. So I think what I meant was I won't say something unless I'm 100% sure. And that is true. But me being 100% sure sometimes is wrong, actually. And there's been times I'm like, oh man, I for sure thought it was kill two. I thought I saw two people walk off. I thought I saw Darula and Mikey walk off, and for some reason it just, my mind played a trick on me. However, for the most part, yeah, like if I get info out there, just it's mostly going to be correct, so yeah, getting good quality information to your players is the role of a 2 or a 3. And really good front players, they also do that. They're on the sidelines and they have the ability to kind of paint the full picture. As you always say, Ty, paint the full picture from a top-down view. We need to know what all 10 players on the field are doing so that we can understand what kind of moves to make and what needs to happen.
That's it. That's the key. That's exactly what I was saying out there in Washington this weekend, and I saw it click in a lot of people's head. They're like, whoa, I never really thought about it that way. But yeah, most people are only thinking about at a maximum their squad or maybe a couple players on the other team. But you need to be thinking about all 10 players out there. And that's what the best teams and players in the world are doing. We got young Stevie in the house. What up, Stevie?
There we go, young Stevie. Nice.
Yeah, and he
Savage
says,
just texting young Stevie.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right, man. Respect to the refs, respect to the pits, holding teammates and yourself accountable. Really awesome video. And thank you to Stevie and everything that you do in PTG world and just in paintball in general. If you haven't checked out, he owns Flow Paintball, so check that out as well. And I want to dive into the standings for NXL Europe right now. We've got Scalp in first place. They've won both events so far. Breakout Spas in second, Tauntauns in third, and then we've got the Lucky 15s sitting in fourth place, followed by Austin FSU, and then Dynamite and Joy Division, and then Firm following in eighth place. So what is going to be the key to success this upcoming weekend? And I know you guys are all hungry. You want to win. And how are we going to make that happen, man?
Yeah, as far as the standings go, I know Scalp has a pretty significant lead. Not really worried or concerned about the overall series standings. For us, it's about winning the event. Let's just try to go out with a bang, win the final event. It is worth double points. I'm pretty sure they do that over here too, although they change every year. But I'm pretty sure it's double points. And if we do that, it'll be a very successful year. A lot of improvement. We got 7th at the first one, 3rd at the last one, and really. That was a heartbreaker. We should have won that one.
I know, man.
We were, again, in overtime against Scalp, up 4 bodies against 3. We were up in the match 3-1, and let them come back and tie it up. So we had many opportunities to win that game and should have won that game, and I think we would have done well against Breakout too. But, hey, it is what it is. Both events we lost to the team on Sunday that won the event. It was Scalp both times. So hoping we can just continue to get a little bit better and come away with the victory. If we do that, successful year in my book.
There we go.
I think all the guys would be very happy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you just got to clock in. Go get it done, guys. Did it hurt? Did it hurt was getting a little bit sad. We didn't ask the question. I'm sorry. Did it hurt? Paul, OG, we got you. In your opinion, what is the biggest downfall for divisionals when it comes to ending a point with like 30 seconds on the clock?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the situation, right? Is it a tie game?
The score,
team up? Does it put a team down? Like if we're down and we score a point and we're still going to be down 1, like going to leave as much time on the clock as possible. So again, if we could elaborate a little bit on that, just so I understand the situation you're referring to, happy to give some input, OG. But yeah, sometimes what'll happen is you'll be up points, right? And you win a point and you go and you hit the buzzer too soon and you leave 30 seconds on the clock and now the other team has time to tie it up, and that's a problem. And that's probably did it hurt? All right, highlight that question.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's not a question. He goes, all right, y'all, guess my question was stupid. Good day.
Here it is.
No, man, not at all, Paul. Not at all.
Just said I'm out of here.
Just need to know the situations, right? There's so many details, and you guys in the GOATs, you guys know this. You know how detail oriented we are. So this is why I got no sympathy for you guys when you ask some of these questions. Give us some. Yeah, there we go, Stevie. Score, time, situation dictates the moves. Number 1, having a good coach to see the bigger picture, to give good intention before walking on the field. Mid game, need a good QB to dictate on. I mean, that's excellent. Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Paul, again, we do see that happen often for a team. Say it's a tie game and you're winning the point and you just like hurry into hit the buzzer, that's a mistake. You leave a lot of time. You usually want to let that run down as much as possible, or wait for the other team to blow the buzzer. They might blow the buzzer. They should blow the buzzer so that they could have time to obviously tie the game. But and then Mark Paris wanted to know if Malloy is back with Scout for this event. I'm not sure. I know Arturo is going to be out here. He's playing with Nations Cup with Team Mexico. And I did hear that Malloy was maybe having visa issues again. So I'm not totally positive. That could be a rumor. We'll see.
What about Arturo? He's on Warsaw, is that right?
No.
No?
Arturo played for Scalp last event, and
That's right.
And I would assume if Malloy isn't able to make this event, he would play with Scalp again. But Chris Shear is playing with Alla.
Okay, there we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun tournament. I want to dive into also the Nations Cup. We have the men's, the women's, the U19, U16, and we got some really awesome squads that are heading out there. I'm just going to go over the men's lineup so everybody knows who's going to be competing for Team USA. It'll be Marcello, Margot, obviously, my man, Ryan Greenspan, Chris Shear, Jacob Edwards, Jason Edwards, Daniel Camp, Mike Urena, Pat Kraft Jr., Kyle Berry, Alex Goldman, and then head coach, Mr. Kevin S.K. Bredthauer.
Yes.
Ryan Gray will be there as well helping, and you'll also have Mike Bianca. So pretty stacked lineup of eyes watching the games and really giving you all good information. And that seems really fun to me, having that much depth of knowledge in the pits like that with that many coaches is going to be really cool.
Yeah, Ty, I totally agree. We have a stacked team, good roster. Yeah, a lot of good players, good coaches. So
yeah,
no excuses. Gotta show up and get the job done. And a lot of the players have actually gone out and practiced on the field, which is awesome. It's usually not something that Team USA is able to do. Usually we show up to the event, walk the field, and start putting codes and stuff together. But we've been we've been a little more dialed in, I guess. These other countries are really good, and it's not easy to win over here. So,
dude,
yeah,
it's
gonna be
competitive.
very difficult. Yeah, for sure.
It is highly competitive. Last year, Great Britain, they thought they had it. Remember? That was crazy. They were laughing at us. They were laughing at us with 20 seconds. Come on. Let's go. Papa Sosh. By the way, drives me crazy when I see players alive in their bunker when time expires. Down a point. Yep, that's definitely not ideal, but it does happen. Yeah, definitely got to go and attack. Go and get it. Shout out to Papa Sosh out there in Texas, doing a lot of great things in the community and such an amazing member of our PTG Discord as well. And you know what? While we're at it, I'm just going to hype up our Discord, because it is the most amazing place in paintball, in my opinion, for it encourages the growth of our sport, through the chat rooms. We're growing. We're finding just different ways of connecting with the paintball players. You get exclusive content, early access to everything that we do with PTG. We're doing a lot of fun stuff with the podcast, traveling now. We have, exclusive little pieces of merch that we're making to kind of help us make the journeys to the locations that we go to. You get direct access to pro players as well, which is invaluable if you're trying to take your paintball career to the next level. Having direct access to pros, not just through like Instagram or Facebook, but really where you can have a genuine conversation, a lengthy one with a bunch of people who are all going to have your back, is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the game. And this is our baby. We care a lot about this channel and the Discord. So like I said, if you get a chance, chip a buck in the bucket. It's $1.99 a month. I know there is a paywall, but it also keeps things really clean and really, productive and very positive. So if you want to help us out, help us on our journey, throw a buck in the bucket for the PTG crew, and it would mean the world to us. And also, we got to break some news on, I'll talk about that here in a second, but the iOS app for Apple is going to be charging 30% more if you join Patreon through the Apple app. They're going to tack on 30%. So if you do join, make sure you go to patreon.com and join through the website, not the iOS app, because starting in November, they're going to be tacking on 30% surcharge fee to that. So definitely go to patreon.com. And yeah, I mean, I just love it. The community is always building. We're having a lot of fun. Supporting also independent creators as well. We have a whole film room, a whole media gang channel in there where we hype up other creators and other people's missions and journeys. And it's just a really productive space with special perks and discounts and all that kind of good stuff. So if you get a chance, definitely head on over and help us out with that mission. It's been a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. And huge thank you to everybody in here that does keep PTG Discord live and active. It's always fun to tap in with everybody. And we actually have fantasy football here starting pretty soon, which is going to be pretty cool, which is for the Discord members only. We do also have Alex Goldman. Mouse will be part of the Champions Division again.
That's right.
And yeah, our draft is next Tuesday. So we do a lot of really fun stuff in the Discord. Definitely get in there. We appreciate the support. And
I'm so hyped for
and the holidays are coming up, and holiday season. The GOAT meetings are just excellent. Best time.
I mean, people don't know because we don't really do a great job of like showing it off, all the stuff we give away. But every single month in the GOAT chats, I mean, we give away a crazy amount of stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
Hey, Lil G wants to know when his suspension is over. It's been 4 years. Lil G, you are like close to you're serving like multiple life sentences. So we also Discord jail, that is, everybody.
That's right. Yeah. So in our Discord, we also have a funny aspect of it too, where if you mess up, you could get sent to the PTG jail.
Some people be acting out of control.
Yeah, but it's PTG all love jail. And it's all fun, and the energy, like we said, is really good. It's a no nonsense type of space, and we monitor it very closely. So we have a lot of care and effort that we put into that channel and that aspect of what we're doing. All right, let's dive into the U16 squad here. We've got Mr. Evan Middleton. Shout out to NorCal One Time Capital Edge Paintball in the house. Really love the work that he's been applying and the care that he's been putting into the game, starting to show. Go kick some butt out there, man. And we got Eli Roberts. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta find the list
Mason
here.
Lombo, Cam
Nathan
Blanco, Nathan Ariano,
Tremaine
Grant. Yeah, our team is stacked. Those are the 6 right there. Those kids are studs, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them play. My goodness. Yeah. I do believe we're going to roster a few of them for the U19s team as well, just to have them available. They're that good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really looking forward to
Mason
working with them. Yeah, Mason is a stud. Great attitude, good player. Absolutely excited to work with him.
That's our future right there. So keep it up, kids. Keep going. And then let's see. We got the vets. Let's go over the vet squad. We got Mr. Ryan Greenspan. He's going to be joined by Todd Adamson, owner of Chicago Aftershock and OG legend in the game. So Todd's going to be taking the field. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited to watch these games. I think they're going to be very entertaining. Make sure that you head over to, is it the YouTube channel to watch all this, right? I think it is.
So. Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. So watch it on the NXL YouTube. We got Ryan Podesta, Thomas Taylor in the house, NorCal, 2 NorCal legends right there. Mark Johnson, BJ Henningberg. I don't think Colt's coming, right? He's here, but I don't think he's going.
Yeah,
from what I understand.
Sure. I don't know if Thomas is either, actually.
Oh, whoa. Well, that would be something, because I saw Colt last weekend or 2 weekends ago when I was in San Antonio. And from what I understand, I don't think he's going to be making the journey, but they will have Frank the Tank Connell.
Frank the Tank.
Have no fear. Frank the Tank is hitting the field. I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, totally. I actually don't know much about the veterans team. Ryan has he's the captain of that team, and has been, involved in the roster. They weren't at our practice, obviously, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not totally sure.
Well, good luck out there, vets. Go get it. We got the women's team as well. We'll be competing, and we'll have Jen Folk, Krista Titus, the Blanco sisters, both taking the field, Katie Kelly, Alicia Valdivia, Lauren Weeks, Jalen Paredes, and then we'll have Coach Richard, who we just spoke with, and he was on the episode recently. And they will also have Andrea Martinez out there, who will be helping as well. So really good lineup, and we're rooting for everyone making the journey. I know it's a big journey. Like Marcello was trying to allude to in the beginning, make sure you use that sleep hack, stay awake and then get the sleep. Don't
Yeah.
sleep before.
Yeah, fortunately, I know a lot of the kids, they got in quite a bit early. I think Chris is flying out today as well, so they'll have time to acclimate, but it's a thing. And, definitely as you get older, so the vets especially, jet lag is more and more difficult. Today I was actually thinking, I was like, for all the years pre-COVID mostly that we would travel and play European paintball in Australia, I would land Thursday morning, go straight to the field, practice. You go to bed that night, Friday or Thursday night, and the tournament started Friday, and it was like never an issue. Now I'm like, dude, I'm on day 3 of being here, and I'm still not acclimated. I'm still tired. What is this? What's going on?
Yeah, it is.
Man,
It's crazy.
it's kicking our booties.
Yeah, it's not a joke. You gotta
Yeah,
like you said, when we were younger, it was easy. Just boom. It's just what we did. Like there was a lot of things when we were younger that were kind of like, how are we doing this?
yeah,
but
crazy.
but that's just how it goes. And I have faith that everyone's going to go out there and do really well. I'm excited to watch the tournament. Please be sure to log in and support as well. Those numbers mean a lot to the NXL and to the league overall. So be a fan, tune in, support the players.
Yeah, absolutely, Ty.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then
What
I
do we
think we
got
got
over
some Discord, and then the chat sounding off. We got young Stevie. Yeah, thank you everybody for being in here. All right, let's go with, let's see. Oh, we got let's hype up the tank top too, because we have our new, if you haven't checked out our tank top, we just dropped a summer tank top. Head over to our website. You can look at the shop there and check that out. There's a couple other little items in there. And everything just goes to helping us keep the program going, making the adventures and putting out good content for y'all. So thanks for the support.
Yeah, the tank tops, they came out really good too.
Yeah.
Nice, good, solid quality. And it looks like we need to do another run of the shorts, but
Yeah, those ones went crazy out at the
yeah,
Dub
got some
C.
hats out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having
Yeah,
fun. All right, we
let's
got
see.
the Discord as well. They sounded off with a couple of questions. I'm not sure if we have that one up here.
I can't see it from there, but I'm pulling it up on my phone really quick.
Okay.
Let's see.
So did it hurt? Paul is calling me out relentlessly for one-on-ones. He says you're afraid of the loss. You don't want the smoke. And I keep on telling him, you are tripping. I can't wait. Shout out to NorCal, dude. Paul is one of my favorite people in the game. And he's such a fun community member and just person in general. Every time we go to SAC, you were just, or the squad was just out there this last weekend at Capitol Edge. I'm not sure if Paul was able to make it out there, but he always just has the best energy and really, really cool dude. And he has his own podcast too. So if you want to support
Did It Hurt?
Divisional Paintball, Did
Yeah.
It Hurt Paintball has his own podcast too.
All right, I'm going to go from the Discord. We got one of the OG goats, Mark Paris. If you had to compare and contrast format differences between NXL and Europe, what are things you would take from America and put in Europe, and things from Europe you'd bring to America? Mind if I answer that?
Yeah, dive in.
I think the only thing that I would really take is actually from, well, okay, this isn't quite a format thing, but if you could take from NXL US to Europe, it would be Go Sports, having like the full production. That would be nice. But format wise, it's pretty much the same. I would also make it to where any pros could play. That's in Europe, it can only be NXL Europe pros with one NXL US pro. So I'd change that. But mostly I would take, from a formatting standpoint, I would take the 4 pods. I kind of like 4 pods, limited paint, 4 pods each. It's pretty fun. It keeps it pretty active. It's light on the back. So you just kind of, you get into moves a little bit quicker. I enjoy it. So I think it would be cool to see the US kind of adopt that and give it a go. And that wasn't always my stance. I used to really love unlimited paint, but I think 4 pods would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think anywhere from 4 to 6 is the magic number, depending on how we want to approach that. But I think if you have anywhere from 4 to 6 pods, that is an ample enough amount of paint to get the job done. And if we're going to move into, I know Tom alluded to this, possibly seeing quarters or some way of breaking the game into quadrants, and having maybe 4 5-minute quarters or 4 4-minute quarters or whatever it becomes. You do not need 8 to 10 pods to play that 4-minute quarter, you know? And we don't want the game to develop in that kind of a manner as well. We need this thing to be I cannot have a 9 or a 10-minute point. I just can't have it for the product. The product cannot have a 9-minute point. We need to see I need to see action. Like, honestly, we need movement. We need plays. We need creativity. And what limiting paint does is it moves you into the creative aspect quicker. We see the creativity after 7 or 8 pods, of course, but all you've done is just sit there and shoot paint. We need to move into that creative play a little bit quicker. We don't just need to be sitting there and just hammering the shots. I know it's fun. I appreciate it as well. And if you like that, play formats that are going to be for that. But for what we're trying to create, which is the best product in the world for people to watch and consume and enjoy and have be high intensity, high action, it doesn't make sense. And I think that what you'll see, you're still going to have the same amount of paint that's going to be shot. You're going to have much more points and creativity and movement. It'll all balance out in its own way. It's just you're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the fun stuff a little bit quicker, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've seen games really slow down from limited paint as well, because exactly that, people kind of run out of paint quicker and then don't want to make a mistake. And so I don't know how much it speeds up the game. I think it does, but I feel like we should try it. I feel like the biggest thing that speeds up the game is the design of the fields.
Of course, and they've been fast.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's give it a shot. That's what I say. Let's give it a shot. I think it'll, maybe be cheaper for a lot of teams, a lot of players. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah. And that's something to be mindful of as well. We want to make sure that we're taking care of our community as well. And I think that what you'll see is, like, people are still going to shoot the paint. They're going to run through it, and the point will end, and they'll go reload up and go get some more, and it'll turn over a little bit quicker. So inherently, you're still going to be shooting probably around the same amount, but you might be able to, save a few bucks on some paintballs by having anywhere from 4 to 6 pods. And it's, I think, like you said, a little bit more manageable on the back. It's gonna create a faster style of paintball, in my opinion. And it's been fun to watch the 2 pods. I got to play it, obviously. I enjoyed the 2 pods. You get right into the fun stuff. Start
Totally
making
agree,
moves.
Ty. Yep. All right.
We got the desert fam in here.
Verbal. I need you guys to go on the record with the answer to my questions. Favorite food and favorite place to eat it.
Oh boy, that's the question. That is the question that we hear. And then I like how Papa Sash said your least favorite food and least favorite place to eat it.
Yeah.
So we'll just tackle both of them. My favorite food and favorite place to eat it would probably be my mom's homemade chicken noodle soup at home with mom and pa and my brother, hanging out. She makes homemade noodles, like, from scratch, and then really high quality ingredients. I don't know why it tastes so good, but I've never tasted another soup that to me tastes quite as good. And eating it with
that sounds amazing.
with the fam. That's where I would be.
Nice. I'm going to go with some solid, delicious, best in the world, world-class, world championship level, Guinness Book of World Record holding pizza at Slice House. Simi Valley,
baby.
Thousand Oaks, Burbank, whichever location you want to go check out.
I love that. Yeah, and support the boy. That pizza's and that pizza's insane.
So
it's
good.
Crazy. And then least favorite food and least favorite place to eat it.
Man, I don't know.
It's definitely Taco Bell or like something like that.
Oh, Taco Bell's delicious, bro.
No, but it's the situation, like, I'm over 21. I'm over 21. It's at night when you drank way too much and you should not be there. That's least favorite food, least favorite place to eat it.
Yeah. Man, I don't know off the top of my head.
It's a gut rumbler. It's a real gut rumbler.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really dislike much food. I really don't.
And I actually love Taco Bell. Let me just go on the record and say that stuff is delicious.
Good.
I shouldn't be eating it, but man, I find myself there sometimes getting a quesadilla, maybe a Maybe, I don't
Cheesy
know. I
gordita
might,
crunch,
yeah, I might
some
mix it
regular
up.
OG tacos,
Yeah,
come on, come on.
the
Taco Bell,
tacos.
look, it's a
Yeah,
guilty pleasure every so often.
yeah, it is. There you go. We got a
Um,
little plug for him.
yeah, it's funny. Bo Bosch says McDonald's at any McDonald's. That's hilarious because that was literally going to be my response.
Yeah,
And I was like,
dude.
actually, no, there's way worse than McDonald's.
I just saw a video where they had this molten metal. They poured it on the burger, and the burger didn't move, didn't melt. It just the metal was falling off the burger.
Oh
I was
no.
like, yo, that's crazy.
Oh
I don't
no.
even know it. And go on the record saying I don't even know if it's true video or it's all speculation. It could be something else, but
I got
it
it.
was it was
I
just
got it. My
interesting.
least favorite food. It's got to be Whataburger anywhere. Texas Whataburger. Least favorite food. It's a disaster. It's a wannabe In-N-Out.
Ah, that's been a
Let 'em
big
know.
one. That's been a big one in the Discord there.
That's been a big one.
Because
That's
we
been
also have a food channel in our
Waffle
chat room.
House up second.
Oh, ooh, Waffle House. You're gonna ruffle some
Anywhere.
feathers
What a
today,
rub.
boy.
Woo! We just lost some followers. We just
Yeah.
got unsubscribed.
Damn. Yeah.
Oh,
So
hell no.
I'm gonna sound off on exactly what you get when you join the Discord, because we do have a sports channel, food channel, fitness, gaming. We have a whole channel for people who wear particular masks, like the Flex Macro Line Gang. If your gun has a macro line on it and you have an OG gun, we have a space for you. We have, obviously, the Goat Squad has their own private chats with the Goat Club. Got the OG Goats, breaking news. We have a film room. We have film room as well for the Goats. And then the players chat, which is like the main lobby, is where you have the hangout with the players chat, new episodes, gear talk. We got fashion, news. You can get featured and post a picture of yourself, and we'll post it on our Instagram. A lot of fun things going on in the chat. And I would imagine people are losing their mind right now off of what you just said. Is that what's going on?
Oh, they are. Yeah, yeah. OG Mark Paris said, "Bye, Marcello." I mean, the Waffle House one is really gonna ruffle some
Egregious.
feathers. That's egregious. I know. Oh man. Hey,
That's funny.
Look, Waffle House isn't.
Oh, let them know. Come on.
Here's the thing. Everyone that says Waffle House is so good says, no, it's all about, it's 3 a.m. You're
It's the
drunk.
vibe.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if it that means it's not good, like that means it's not good. It's gotta be,
It's a different vibe. When you go to the Waffle House,
yeah,
it's about to be a good time. All right, Verb, thank you for the question there.
The
and
waffles
Mark
I think
Harris.
are pretty good, but
They are. Yeah. Some of the items.
Burger beats In-N-Out. Oh my gosh. Let's not forget Marcello's Waffle House take was voted worst PTG food take over Paul's burnt steak. Yo, it just is what it is,
Dude,
it is what it is.
There's a running joke about Paul's burnt steaks as well. If you join, you'll start to learn
Paul
about that
likes
one.
beef jerky as his steaks. He'll get his fillet.
He's been doing better. He's been doing
better. Yeah.
Dude, shout out to OG. Yeah, they're all laughing in here. All right. And then let's see. Oh, well, I'm not going to say your name because it's kind of crazy, but you've got a satellite next to your name here in the chat.
His name's P-Butt. P-Butt. We're going to need you to change that. I think that's a jailable offense. It's a little creepy. We might have to get him in orange.
I think we got to send him to jail for that. All right. Who's got the cleanest jersey this year besides Heat and Dynasty? Any division? Ooh, any division. Okay.
I'm going to go with New York Wrecking Crew. They got some pretty fresh jerseys. They got the Buzzsaw Sunday jerseys, which are, OG. Greeny, come pull up a chair, brother.
Yeah, the Buzzsaw, dude.
The Buzzsaw, which is a throwback, like OG jerseys, which are pretty tight. So, yeah, I'm going to go with them. Leverage also looks really tight. They always have, like, the mismatch type stuff, so that's not really a jersey design. They've got, like, a bunch of mismatch.
What up, Greeny?
We got Greeny in the house.
What up, dude?
Yeah,
Yo. Hey, actually, I'm gonna go with the Bloodhawks. Shout out to the Bloodhawks. HK has been making their jerseys and they look insane. They're playing in the WCPPL, and I think they might be in first right now for the overall standings moving into that final event. If I'm not, I think so.
That's
Yeah,
wild,
they've been doing really well. I don't think that they won, but they've been placing consistently at the top. So what's up, Greeny? How you doing, baby?
I'm good, Tyler. How are you?
Doing good, man. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah. Hey, let's ask Greeny the question. This is, Verb, the photographer, videographer. Yeah. He always asks question. What is your favorite food and favorite place to eat it? So, specifically.
Well, we had this one last time. It was.
Did he ask this question?
No, Tyler did. It was
Ah.
paella on a sandy beach in Spain.
Oh,
That's
damn.
right.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So the question was from Verb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Same answer. Very authentic paella in Spain.
There we go.
Very authentic restaurants that look like little shacks, but they're
Yeah.
the best seafood you'll ever have, straight from the sea. It's good.
I got to
Nice.
get to that shack immediately. It sounds amazing.
I'd rather go to
if
Shake
you-
Shack.
Tyler, if you come over, to Europe,
Yeah.
we can take you on a trip. That's
I need to
allowed.
make that happen. I need to make that happen
Get over
immediately.
here, bro.
I know. I miss you guys. Honestly, I really, it's sad. I really wish I was there. I wasn't able to make it this year, unfortunately, due to schedule complications with just juggling stuff with the fam. But I will be back over there soon, and I missed y'all and wishing y'all luck. And I want to know, Green, since I got you here, how everything has been going, getting ready for the tournament, how you're feeling going into the final event of the year. I expect big things out of you and the team, and I'm really rooting for y'all, and I'll be watching closely. So go attack it. But how's everything been going?
Yeah, it's good. The team's good. Everyone's healthy for the first time this season, which is incredible. So that's a good start.
Yeah, knock on. Yep.
Marcello's touching
Good.
wood. Let's hope it
We
stays
still have to
that
get
way.
through the Nations Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all on the
Yeah.
line there.
Yeah.
Lots of bragging rights.
Yeah, actually, let's highlight Lil G's question for Greeny right there, Ty.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Is it-
No.
Oh, not
two
that
down.
one. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah.
Greeny, let's
Greeny,
say
let's
you
say-
shoot.
Okay. I don't
You
know,
shoot
what's up,
MM.
coach? I
Yeah,
don't think
he-
I'd say much. I don't talk much on the field. I give myself a little maybe like fist bump to the chest or let's go every now and again, but I mostly just keep to myself. to be
Yeah,
honest.
if it was like anyone else on the team, you could expect a shit ton of chirping.
Yeah.
But yeah, Greeny
Yeah.
probably not. He lets his game do the talking for him.
They're a lot funnier than I am.
And that was the situation of, he said, theoretically, if Greeny, let's say you shoot MM in a one-on-one and you walk by him, what's the first thing you say? Look at that stand-up guy. Appreciate that. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, normally
There you
I'm
go.
not in one-on-ones, I'm normally the first guy through trying to get 2 or 3 and I let everyone else clean it up. That's my game plan. Let Mason do one-on-ones.
We just had a question about who's got the freshest jerseys. If it wasn't yourself or like Heat or Dynasty, who do you think's got some of the freshest jerseys? The Dorfster said that he likes the Uprising jerseys. Oh, I got Map Chim calling in right now. I'm sorry, Map Chim. I cannot answer this phone call right now. He met me in Washington this last week, and it was
Yo,
amazing to
let's go,
see him.
Matt.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite jersey you're seeing out there,
Oh, favorite jerseys.
or like a
Can I
good
go old
style of?
school?
Absolutely, yeah.
My
Anytime,
favorite
any
all-time
place.
jerseys are either the Dynapack jerseys from
Mm.
the Europe collab. Those were cool. Or
Marcello.
I really liked the 187 jerseys. I thought 187 were a cool team.
Yeah,
And I'm sad they're not still in the league. They were
Mm.
great fun to watch.
How
yeah.
about current?
Current,
Yeah.
put me on the spot.
While you think about it, I actually really like the Aftershock jerseys. The classic
Yeah,
blue,
they're cool.
looks really clean, and I love how they have the Hertz logo really big on the arms. It's really good sponsorship branding, so I think they do a good job of like looking very professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have loved many of the Red Legion jerseys and uniforms. I do not like these years. They are hideous in my
Do you know what?
opinion.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I didn't know if I was allowed to slate another team.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, they're
Yeah,
the
I'm not
best
a
team right
fan.
now too.
They're cool.
Back-to-back first places. They're first in the series, but they don't look great doing it.
The One Up Kids jersey. We got Mark Paris. He likes those jerseys. And then Mark also wants to know have you ever experienced the American culinary masterpiece known as Waffle House?
Never had Waffle House.
Oh, you got to try it. You got to try it. It's
Have you heard
amazing.
of it?
I've heard of Waffle House. Yeah.
You've probably seen it on like World Star where there's massive fights breaking out because
No,
the
no.
food is so bad and they're fighting with each other.
No, our team captain's a big Chick-fil-A guy. So when we came over
Hey.
the States the last 2 years, it's like endless Chick-fil-A.
What'd you do on Sunday?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is
No,
closed
it's
on Sunday.
closed.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were playing, last year. So, whatever was on site or whatever we had in the fridge.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
funny.
know that. Yeah.
Dude, Lil G wants to know Waffle House or White Castles. I'm going White Castle all day.
Dude, the little burgers, they'll destroy you.
Burger. It's just funny because White Castle is so nostalgic, and from way back then, I remember watching Harold and Kumar. You know,
Yeah.
we go to White Castle and like it's this whole. Have you ever seen Harold and Kumar?
No.
Go to White Castle, dude. It's a
Oh,
hilarious comedy flick. These
Yeah.
stoners, like, their whole adventure is to get to White Castle. It's this
Yeah.
like fast food restaurant, but they're in this like delusion. They end up, you know, they're like tumbling down a hill. It's a long
Catastrophe.
comedy.
Funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically a 15-minute. What should be a 15-minute little adventure turns into like, you know, a multiple day
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And, it's hilarious,
Like a
but
silly premise.
yeah,
just gone
totally,
wrong, yeah.
totally. And
Yeah.
oh man, White Castle, it's pretty great, pretty great.
Yep.
No.
It'll do a number. It'll do a number
We're
on
a
you.
big, we're a big McDonald's fan from the UK. You know, it's good over here. So that's my
I,
go-to.
so is it true the ingredients are a little bit different than in what it would be here in America? Is that
Well,
right?
I haven't had it in the States, but
What
Marcello
is
seems
it?
to-
McDonald's?
McDonald's.
It is, yeah. It's so first of all, the EU, they have a ton of banned ingredients
Yeah.
that we use in
Safety
America,
first,
and
you
yeah,
know?
100%. You know, obviously, Europe is really known for regulation. Many would say things are overregulated, but they do get a lot right, and their food they definitely get right, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, you can taste the difference when you go to McDonald's over
Yeah.
here. It's like it just feels different. You know, I'll even enjoy some McDonald's. We had some McDonald's breakfast the other day.
McDonald's breakfast is the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect paintball fuel.
but it's totally
go.
different than what we have in the U.S. You know, so it's a shame that you know we just allow for, you know,
Yeah.
to profit. To profit. It's all for the monies. All
I
for
will say the
monies.
McGriddle. I mean, that thing is thing's
I haven't had a
delicious.
McGriddle in
Oh,
2
man.
decades, but damn, that thing was nuts.
That thing's next level. And I want to talk to you as well, Greeny, about the European paintball scene over there, how everything has been. Obviously, the last few years have been really picking up. I know there was a huge downturn after the pandemic, but it feels like the energies are really booming out there and European paintball is thriving. So kind of talk to us about how all that's looking over there.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this today on the walk back from the museum. Like, it's got a lot better since like the first season after COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to have got, you know, their new players trained up, or their games back on, or, you know, retired players returning. So it's tough. I think a lot of people are starting to learn from, you know, you guys in America, trying to steal some lessons. We've definitely, you know, tried to do the same. The extent
Hey,
of
it's
which
all the
Marcello
team.
can talk
They brought
to,
him
you
in.
know, how successful we've been. Different conversation. Yeah, but you know, we came up from semi-pro after COVID, so we don't, you know, we'd played a bit against pro teams in the German league, but we never played pro, so it's hard for me to comment on that. I do think though, like, playing pro is just so different. Like, even in Europe, I'm sure it's a different level in the States as well. But
Well, you guys have done that, and you did pretty well.
I
at
didn't
World
play
Cup.
too much when we went out there. It wasn't very snake player friendly. I got a few points here and there. Most of them were desperation. Can we get in the snake and go? Like, that's you, Greeny. Like, so that's the same in every division.
Damn, is that why Lucky's did so well?
Well, maybe you should bench
See,
me.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I have this all wrong.
Yeah,
Greeny's like my go-to guy. I'm like, Greeny, are you
Yeah.
good? Can you go again?
Yeah,
Can you go
I
again?
lost every set at training, you know. So maybe I'm the problem. But yeah, no, I would say like I think actually pro paintball is way more enjoyable than any other division from a like just playing perspective. Like, obviously the atmosphere and the culture is completely different in each division.
Yeah.
It's much more serious and much more time intense in pro, but the puzzle is actually a puzzle. There's a lot less randomness. Everything's very intentional. And so, you know, you can actually start making, you know, really intelligent decisions because you can predict what people are going to do, or they're set up in a way and you can work around it. The kind of randomness is out of it, and you've got to actually figure out a situation, which for me is more interesting. So that's quite cool.
Absolutely. And then what's your take on, we were just having a little bit of a discussion about the pods. You know, you're going to be for the Nations Cup having 2 pods. Is it the same for the tournament?
No,
Or
NXL's 4.
4, that's right.
Yeah.
And we were kind of talking about you know, what that magic number is, or if you see any benefit or any you know, any problems with the paint, or should we have unlimited? Should we have a limit? What's your take on all that?
I'm a big fan of limited paint. I think personally 500 is too little. I think M500 came in as a bid to speed up the game and lower the costs and have more points and more excitement. I think actually when you look at it, in my opinion at least, M500 slowed things down because it introduced a lot of uncertainty, and when there's uncertainty, people take longer to figure out the situation and then make the decision. But I'm a big fan of the 4 pods. I think with that you can either choose to set up from the back or go up the middle and wait, and you can just, you know, if a guy wants to sit there and shoot a gap blind that's that big, which can happen, they can't do that for 5 minutes. You can do that for maybe a couple minutes, and then that's your control gone on that side. So you either have to win quick on another side, or you know, you just got to be patient, and then you can make it happen. So I personally really like the limited paint, and I know it helps us out when it comes to Nations Cup, because the difference between 2 pods and 4 pods is a lot different between 2 and unlimited. So that's big. That's helpful. It's a big part of the tournament there.
No, those are some great insights. And yeah, I think that, you know, maybe we'll see. We got to at least try, like Marcello said, give it a go, and we'll see. I think I was saying anywhere from 4 to 6 pods, if we choose to do that over here in the States, I think that'd be a comfortable amount.
A really cool idea. I think, you know, at least for pro,
exactly.
It feels like the effort with the layout is often to try and make action happen. And I think if you give people an unlimited number of paintballs, you can let people set up in a very hidden way on the cross behind bunkers that people can't shoot into for, in theory, an indefinite amount of time. So it feels in line with what the league's trying to achieve, you know, and
yeah, the other thing is it doesn't have to be for everybody. Like, just because we choose to do something in the pro level, that doesn't mean it has to be for the divisional players. You know, like, we can still keep divisional paintball the same. And then, you know, once you go into the pro level, there's going to be these nuances, these new ways you're going to have to adapt. And that's the way it is in every other sport. Literally every other sport. It's not the same in the pro level as it is in the, you know, lower divisions. You have to adapt to this new iteration of the game. And there's going to be reasons why we have chosen to make pro paintball a certain way. And we were talking about, it's like the product, you know, we want to make sure we have a really fun product. So hopefully we'll start to experiment with that, and maybe see that get incorporated into US pro paintball.
Yeah. And the same is true in paintball. Like, it's not even things are different between divisions and other sports. It's still the case in paintball. Pro in Europe is, you know, Mercy 5. In the States, it's Mercy 6. And in semi, I don't know what the semi-pro rules are. It's not the same as 5. Pro. Is that so? Like,
we already do this.
It becomes more, you know, as you change divisions more. There's different rule sets that make sense for that division.
For sure.
So I don't see, but I mean, I'm a big advocate of limited paint, so I don't see why not. I think Marcus raised a good point of
let's see what he's got here.
Some people with 6 and some people with 4. I was a big fan I still think 2 pods was too little, but I was a big fan of the tactical part of M500 where you could I could, as a snake guy, go, hey, I'm going snake on the break. Marcello, would you like an extra pod? It's 50-50 whether or not I make that, and you like to shoot a lot of paint. I really liked that kind of tactical decision. I personally don't tend to shoot a lot of paint as a player. Other players on my team do. I really like the paint switching. So even if it was 4 pods, but Mouse could give you a pod, or, you know, however it works, like, that would be. I think that adds another layer. The only challenge there is the reffing.
Yes,
you got to make sure the refs are on it as you come on the field. I like the rule if you had to switch at the gate so the other team can see that too if they want to. Like, I think that's important. But I think it's a great point for Marcus. Like,
we got to make sure the game stays clean, and you know, we don't have any shenanigans going on.
Yeah, it definitely does. Maybe not in the NXL, but I've seen that happen in other tournaments. I'll just sneak a 5th one in there. No one will notice. It'll be fine.
So what do you guys got planned for? It's the evening time over there for you right now. It's the morning time here, 9 a.m. where I'm at, and I think it's about 6 where you guys are, somewhere right around there.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna go get some dinner. I think hop back on the tube, go into a little part of town, get some dinner, and then finish packing. Have an early night. I got to get up at like 5:30. Like I said, got an early flight tomorrow to Paris. So I think Greeny's gonna drop me off at the train station at like 6 in the morning. I hope.
Damn.
I hope. And that would be a good way to derail Team USA. Yeah, Marcello didn't make it.
Neither of us could make it. I wonder what.
So that's it. Hopefully, you know,
cool.
Mello easy early night, and yeah.
Yeah, we have to give Marcello a lot of credit. When he first came over, he was like, "Can we drive there? Can you pick me up?" Now he's a master at the trains.
Yeah, the trains are easy. It's a piece of cake. They got it figured out. There's
Yeah.
some trains you don't want to get on though. They're like pretty shitty, no AC, really hot,
old trains.
Stuffy.
The
You don't
old
want
ones,
those,
yeah.
but you have to take them to go some places.
Yeah.
But you kind of learn the lines to try to take.
The tube is what we call the train. In
Yeah.
London. They're the ones that go. So we have trains that are above the ground, and then we have the underground, so the subway, or we call it the tube.
The tube.
Yeah.
The YouTube.
The YouTube.
And shout out to the YouTube. We got all the goats in here as well. And thank you to everyone who joined us for the show today. Thank you guys for your time. I know you're super busy and on the adventure. So good luck out there. Go kick some ass and have some fun. Dominate. Obviously, you guys are going to be competing against each other, so that's going to be entertaining to watch. I can't wait to see that. And
I
then,
really hope we play.
Oh yeah,
me too.
That's gotta have to.
Yep. And then good luck to the Luckies out there. Like I said, I'm expecting big things. Go dominate and have some fun with the squad.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, everyone, be safe.
Everybody.
We'll see you soon. Peace.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. If you enjoyed the show, please head over to ptgpaintball.com, click the orange Patreon link in the corner, and support the show. We greatly appreciate it. We have tiers as low as $1.99 a month. That is nothing, guys, and it'll give you access to the Discord, where you get access to the players chat and get to mingle with the entire PTG community. We have tons of different pros in there. Tyler and myself are very active, and it's an amazing way to support the show. We also have amazing other tiers. If you want to be one of the best, want to be a GOAT, sign up for the GOAT tier. It's the greatest way to support us, and each month we do a private live stream show, one-on-one kind of thing, to where it's just the GOATs, and Tyler, myself, will bring in some special guests every now and then, but you get to ask us questions in real time, live, on the air, and you get lots of inside juicy news that we don't share on the show. So, as always, we will see you guys very soon.